So are you also still creating and posting the content manually on your social media platforms? Then this video is definitely for you. So hello all, welcome back to Pabbly Connect, and in this video we are going to understand how to create AI content generator agent for social media posts. So like you, I also used to post manually on my social media platforms, but this is such a time consuming and a tedious task. So to solve this problem, I've simply created this amazing automation where what is going to happen is that every day at 10 a.m. this workflow is going to get started, and further using the current date, it is going to post content on my social media platform automatically without any manual efforts. So to do this, what we are just going to do is we are simply going to create a connection between Schedule by Pabbly, Google Sheets, OpenAI, and using OpenAI we are just going to generate the image and the caption, and then further we are just going to post this content on our social media platforms. So yes, if you also want to create this amazing automation for your own business too, then for that you have to come with me towards my screen.
Welcome to my screen everyone. In this video I'll show you how to build your own AI powered content generator agent specifically for social media posts. So whether you're managing Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook or Twitter, this smart workflow takes the details from your spreadsheet and automatically generate scroll worthy captions, hashtags and also Instagram, Facebook and LinkedIn posts. So yes, what is going to happen is that related to the current date, whichever platform you have added, the post will be posted on that platform only using the topic, target audience and the objective which we have added in our content calendar. So yes, to do this I'm just going to open a new tab and I'm just going to look for the landing page of Pabbly Connect simply by searching pabbly.com/connect in my browser. And after opening the landing page of Pabbly Connect, we are just going to get two options. One is sign in and the another one is sign up for free. So if you are a new user, you can click on this sign up for free and you're going to get 100 of tasks free every month to explore the application. But over here I am an existing user, so I'm simply going to click on this button which says sign in, and once I'm just going to click on this sign in, it is opening all Pabbly apps, and over here you're going to see all the tools and applications offered by Pabbly. But in today's video we are going to use Pabbly Connect because we are connecting different applications. And now I'm just going to click on this access now right over here to access my Pabbly Connects account, and once I'm just going to click on this access now, it is going to open the dashboard of my Pabbly Connects account. And to get started I'm simply going to click on this button which says create workflow, and now it is asking me for the workflow name and the folder I want to save the workflow in. So over here on my dashboard you can see multiple folders which I have already created in which I save my workflows. So you can also create a folder by going towards this create new folder button. Alright, I'm just going to save my workflow in one of these only, which is automations, and now I'm just going to name my workflow as create an AI content generator agent for social media post. And now after naming my workflow I'm simply going to click on this button which says create, and now it is going to open the most important window of our automation, which is our workflow window. So this is the most important window because we have trigger and action in this. Trigger and actions are the two main principles on which our workflow is going to run. Trigger means when this happens and action means do this. So by this you are going to understand that the actions are response towards the commands given by our trigger, and that's the particular reason that we can have only a single trigger but multiple actions following the commands of our trigger in a particular workflow. And to get started, I'm just going to select my trigger application as scheduled by Pabbly. So over here, I'm just going to schedule this workflow. For that, I'm just going to select the trigger event as schedule workflow. Alright, I'm just going to schedule this workflow for every day. So it is saying how often do you want to run the workflow? I'm just going to keep it as every day. And now for the time, I'm simply going to select it as 10 a.m. Alright, so I'm simply going to select it as 10 a.m. And I'm just going to click on this save to schedule this workflow for 10 a.m. And now I'm just going to move on forward. Now what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to get the current date with the help of date time formatter. So I'm just going to select it, and now what I want is I'm just going to first get the current date, and according to the current date I'm just going to post on the same platform which we have right over here in my spreadsheet. Alright, automatically the topic, target audience and objective will be captured right over here, and we're going to create the post accordingly. So for that I'm just going to select the action event right over here which is current date, and now after selecting this I'm just going to move on forward and click on this connect. And now it is asking me for the format, so I'm simply going to select my format right over here which is month, days and year. And now after selecting the format right over here I'm just going to move on forward and click on this save and send as request, and as you can see month, date and year. And now I'm just going to move on further, and now I'm just going to select my action application as Google Sheets because I'm just going to search for this date in my Google Sheets and fetch the value. And now for the action event I'm just going to simply select it as lookup spreadsheet rows. And now I'm just going to move on further and click on this connect. And now it is asking me to add a new connection or select an existing connection. So if you have already connected your Google Sheets, you can go towards select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to go towards add a new connection, sign in with Google, and you have to select your Gmail account with the help of which you're just going to connect your Google Sheets. I've already connected mine account, so I'm simply going to go towards this select existing connection and then save. And now I'm just going to select my spreadsheet right over here after connecting my Google Sheets. Now I'm just going to select the sheet, move on further. Now after this, selecting the sheet and the spreadsheet, I'm just going to enter this lookup value. So I'm simply going to map this current date. But over here, I'm not going to enter the details manually or by copy pasting it, but instead I'm just going to map it. So you must be wondering what is mapping. So mapping is a method by Pabbly, which means inserting the data from the previous step. And as you know, our previous step was the trigger step where we selected date, time, formatted, and schedule as our trigger and action applications. We are simply going to map the details from the response of these applications only. And as soon as we are just going to map these details, automatically my details will turn dynamic and change with every new response received. So I'm simply going to map this result. And now it is asking me for the lookup column. So over here you're going to see the date is in column A. So I'm simply going to enter A. If you wish, you can definitely enter multiple columns, but you have to give comma separated value. Example this. Now it is saying end column of data. So we're going to see the end column of my is E. So I'm simply going to enter E right over here and move on further. Now it is saying lookup as a date. So yes, it is a date. So I'm simply going to keep it as yes. And now over here you're going to see that in the help text, it has clearly mentioned in which format we have to enter the date. So this is the reason which I selected the format above in the current date. All right. So yes, now I'm just going to move on further. Now it is saying use sheet headers. I'm just going to keep it as yes. It is saying sort rows. I'm just going to keep it as top and click on this save and send as request. And using this current date, automatically this has fetched the details which we had right over here in my spreadsheet. So yes, you can see in this spreadsheet we had these details only in front of this current date. So it has successfully fetched and given me the details right over here. And now using these details, I'm just going to generate a content. For that, I'm just going to select the action application as OpenAI. For the action event, I'm just going to simply select it right over here, which is generate image. And now I'm just going to click on this connect. Once again, it is asking me for the same. So if you have already connected your OpenAI account, you can go towards this select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me, click on add a new connection, and now you have to go towards this OpenAI API key page. And after coming over here towards this OpenAI API key page, we have to create a new secret key. For that, I'm just going to enter the key name, select the project, and you have to click on this button which says create secret key, and your key will be created. I've already created my key, so I'm simply going to paste it and click on this button which says save. And now it is asking me to select the model right over here, so I'm just going to simply select it as DAL E3. You have to select it according to your choice, and I'm just going to enter the prompt. And now in this prompt, one by one, I'm just going to map all of these details. First, I'm just going to map the topic right over here, then I'm just going to move on further. I'm just going to map the target audience right over here. I'm just going to move on further. Next, I'm just going to map this objective right over here. All right, so I'm just going to move on further. I'm just going to look for objective right over here, and then I'm just going to map the platform. So one by one, I'm just going to map all of these details and move on further. Now it is saying numbers of image to be generated, so I'm just going to keep it as 1. Now it is saying size, so I'm simply going to select the size. It is saying quality, so I'm simply going to select the quality, and now it is asking me for the style, so this is not the required field, so I'm just going to leave it as blank and click on this save and send test request. And once we are just going to click on this save and send test request, automatically my AI agent is going to generate me the image based on these details. Alright, so we just have to wait for a few seconds till my AI agent is generating me the image. And as you can see that my AI agent has successfully generated the image. So I'm just going to copy this image, and first I'm just going to check this image if this image is correct or not. And as you can see that this image is correct, so I'm simply going to use this image only. And now first I'm just going to generate the captions and the hashtags. Once again, I'm just going to add another action step. For the action application, I'm just going to select it as OpenAI. Select the action event as ChatGPT. Click on this connect. Recently I've connected my OpenAI, so I'm just going to click on this select existing connection and then save. Now over here it is asking me to select the AI model, so I'm simply going to select it and enter my prompt. So yes, now after entering this prompt, I'm just going to move on further, and I'm just going to map all of these details one by one. So what is going to happen is that in my prompt, I have clearly mentioned that generate me the details, or you can say the caption and the hashtag according to the platform only. Like for LinkedIn, we are just going to generate something professional. For Instagram, we are just going to generate something quirky, and so on. All right, so now I'm just going to enter all of these details right over here and click on this button which says save and send test request. And once I'm just going to click on this save and send test request, automatically simply my AI agent is going to generate me the captions and the hashtags. So yes, you can see that it has successfully generated me the captions and the hashtags, and now I'm just going to post it on my Instagram. But right now the platform is Instagram, but let's say for some another the platform is LinkedIn or Facebook. So what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to add routes in this workflow, so that according to the platform only this workflow is going to move on further. So I'm just going to add another action step, and now for the action application I'm simply going to select a feature by Pabbly, which is router. So what is going to happen is that for a single date we can only post on a single platform using this workflow. So now for the action event I'm simply going to select it as conditionally run and click on this connect. Now it's asking me to select the route 1 and route 2. It has successfully created these two routes. So what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to simply create three routes right over here, and first I'm just going to name all of these three routes. One is Instagram, the next one is Facebook, and the third one is LinkedIn. So I'm just going to go towards these three dots and then rename, and one by one I'm just going to rename all of these three routes. First I'm just going to name it as Instagram right over here. Then I'm just going to move on further. The second one I'm just going to name as Facebook. I'm just going to click on this update. And then for the third one, I'm just going to name it as LinkedIn and click on this update. And one by one, I'm just going to set up all of these three. So first, I'm just going to set up this Instagram. I'm just going to go towards this see filter and action step. For the label, I'm simply going to select it as platform right over here. So I'm just going to first add a filter condition that if the platform is equals to Instagram, then this route should run. All right. So I'm just going to do this and click on this save and send test request. So testing condition is true. Now I'm just going to add another action step, which is I'm just going to post on Instagram. But before posting this image on Instagram, I'm just going to shorten the URL because Instagram doesn't allows this long URL. So I'm just going to shorten the URL using bit.ly. So I'm just going to search for bit.ly right over here as the action application. And for the action event, I'm just going to use shorten link and click on this connect. So if you want to connect your bit.ly account with your Pabbly Connect's workflow, you can simply go towards this add a new connection and connect with bit.ly. I have already connected it, so I'm simply going to go towards this select existing connection and then save, and now I'm just going to enter the long URL right over here. So I'm simply going to map this long URL right over here and click on this save and send test request, and as you can see the short URL has been generated, and I'm just going to add another action step. I'm just going to select the Instagram as my action application. This time I'm just going to post on my Instagram, so I'm just going to select publish photo and click on this connect. Now I've already connected my Instagram account, so I'm just going to go towards this select existing connection and then save. If you haven't, you have to go towards this add a new connection and then connect with Instagram for business. So now I'm just going to click on this save, and now after connecting this I'm just going to simply map this photo URL which bit.ly generated, which is the link, and then I'm just going to map the caption to right over here which my AI agent generated and click on this save and send test request. And once I'm just going to click on this save and send test request, we are just going to receive a positive response that we have successfully posted this post on our Instagram account. All right, so we have received the positive response. So I'm just going to open my Instagram account and I'm just going to refresh it right over here to check that if the post has been posted, and as you can see the post has been posted. All right, so now I'm just going to move on forward and do this for Facebook. I'm just going to see filter and action step. Once again I'm just going to select the platform right over here, but this time I'm just going to select the platform equals to Facebook. So I'm just going to type Facebook as the value and click on this save and send test request. So right now it is giving condition is false because the platform is Instagram for this date, right? That is the reason, but we have to set up this workflow, so I'm simply going to add another action step. And now for the action application I'm simply going to select it as Facebook pages, and for the action event I'm just going to select it as create page post and click on this connect. I've already connected my Facebook, so I'm simply going to click on this select existing connection and then save. Once again I'm just going to select the page right over here which is my Facebook page digital dynamics right over here. So I'm just going to select it, and now I'm just going to enter the message which my AI agent generated, and then I'm just going to map this URL which is the image, and now I'm just going to click on this save and send test request. And once I'm just going to click on this save and send test request, our post will be posted on Facebook too. So I'm just going to open my Facebook, refresh it right from here, and you're going to see that right now we have successfully posted a new post on our Facebook. Now I'm just going to do this for LinkedIn too. I'm just going to go towards the see filter and action steps, and over here for the platform I'm just going to first select the label, and then for the filter type I'm just going to keep it as equals to LinkedIn. All right, so I'm simply going to keep it as equals to LinkedIn, click on this save and send test request, and now you can see condition is false because right now the platform is Instagram, but we have to set this up. So I'm just going to select the action application as LinkedIn right over here, and now for the action event I'm simply going to select it as share a simple text and click on this connect. I've already connected my LinkedIn account, so I'm just going to go towards this select existing connection and then save. If you haven't, you have to go towards this add a new connection, and now after connecting my LinkedIn account I'm just going to move on further. Over here, I'm just going to select the author. Then I'm just going to simply map the content which my AI agent generated right over here. And now I'm just going to select the visibility and click on this save and send as request. And now with this, we are going to successfully post on our LinkedIn account too. So we're just going to wait for a few seconds first right over here. And now you can see that we have received the positive response that we have successfully shared this post on LinkedIn. So I'm just going to refresh it right from here, and you're going to see that we have successfully shared this post on LinkedIn too right over here. So yes, you can see the same caption which my AI agent generated. So yes, with this, we have successfully completed this workflow. And now what is going to happen is that every day at 10 a.m. automatically this workflow is going to get started. Further, it is going to fetch the current date, and according to the current date, it is going to look into my social media content calendar. And over here for the current date, whichever platform post is scheduled, automatically it is going to do the same. It is going to first generate the image, the captions and the hashtags, and then one by one it is going to first see if it is for Instagram, Facebook or LinkedIn, and then further it is going to perform accordingly. If it is for Instagram, it is going to be posted on Instagram. If the platform is mentioned Facebook, it is going to be posted on Facebook. If the platform mentioned is LinkedIn, it is going to post it on LinkedIn. And according to the same only, we are just going to generate the content only with the help of OpenAI. So yes, with this we have successfully completed this video and this workflow too. And now go try this amazing automation for your own business too, because right now we are offering a free trial of Pabbly Connect. And while trying, if you have any questions related to the video or the workflow, you can directly comment on this video. See you in the next video with many more automation tips, everyone. Thank you for watching.
So not only these applications, but with the help of Pabbly Connect, you can connect many more applications. So now if you have any doubts, you can reach us at support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can reach us at forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, you can follow this URL. And now go try this amazing automation for your own business too, because right now we are offering a free trial of Pabbly Connect.